Well, and
Should have been a monster hit.
And here's my spin on this, right? Is that well, it's 2 points. So give me a second here to kind of make these. No game is too big to fail, right? Some games are just too big to die quickly.
Right.
Right?
I could argue now that you have games that are too big to succeed.
Right? When big games don't fail, right? They degrade. They get slower updates, thinner content, more monetization, and more reuse. Hi, I'm looking at
Aggressively Casual.
Welcome, everybody, to Aggressively Casual, Season 2, Episode 10. I, as always, am your host, Freebird, and with me to my internet left is Cheeks. Say hi, Cheeks.
Hello, I have a question. Why do we have seasons?
It was a thing that was suggested that we do for every year. I don't know. I'm rocking it. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was a YouTube algorithm thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. So whatever. It is what it is. Hi, Cheeks. How are you?
I'm all right, I suppose.
Yeah. Same. So what's
many things to talk about?
We have a long list of things to talk about. So let's talk first, though, as usual. What you been playing lately? What's new? What's hip?
Mostly Project Gorgon, to be honest.
You're fair.
I wanted to play Dune. We'll talk about that in a little while.
We sure will.
But for the most part, Project Gorgon with a couple. We dipped into Windrose demo last night. That has a lot of potential. I haven't played the other one yet. You said you did, and it wasn't great.
Oh, don't no. Yeah, no, bad.
I briefly played a little bit of Humanity. I haven't been able to dig into that one yet. I've been too wrapped up in Gorgon, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
mostly Gorgon.
For me, World of Warcraft, Project Gorgon. Obviously we did some Windrose last night. I want to do some more of that, honestly. To see how far we can get in the demo, because it looks like you can get that first island and the first area, and that may be it, as far as I can see. Because if you look at like the little thing on the thing, a lot of it was unavailable, which is fine. It's a fucking demo, whatever. I don't care. We're going to buy the game. We're going to play it. We're going to review it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But this
that
is something
being
we
said,
would probably buy.
for those of you who watch us elsewhere, keep an eye out for quick hits for Project Gorgon and the Windrose demo as well. Excuse me. Oh my god. But tonight,
seriously,
if there's a premise for tonight's show, besides screaming into the void,
same premise it always is. Yeah, I was. Yeah,
I think tonight
would be a good alternative title for this. Aggressively Casual, screaming
into the void, right? I think it's about. I think tonight is about people overreacting, platforms overreaching, and people treating video games like a fucking religion.
And lies, and more lies.
lies, and the damned liars who tell them. Right? Oh boy. So
cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie. We'll get to that later. So the big topic going around, especially on Twitter and Reddit and everything, is this Discord age verification thing. What I've dubbed, the internet wants your face.
Right. Yeah. So we know that's a lot of that's panic mode. If you don't indulge in adult content on Discord, you probably won't even know it was there.
Right.
Now, with that being said, I am not pleased with the company they are partnered with. So if and when it does become a thing for everyone, maybe TeamSpeak is an alternative. I mean, I think TeamSpeak right now has got to be jumping for joy.
Oh yeah, they have to be. They have to.
They're like yes.
So for the uninitiated, Discord, along with a bunch of other platforms, have been kind of hastily trying to roll out these age verification systems because
part of this is stemmed from laws not here in the U.S.
Right, because
a lot of it's EU law. And to be frank, if I'm a company, just roll it out everywhere and be done. Don't try to make separate, So I don't even have a problem vis-a-vis age verification for that sort of thing.
Sure.
I have zero issue with that. But the company that they've partnered with, and I am not mentioning it for a very specific reason, so let's not go there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't trust them.
Well, it's like,
and I think they've proven that they're not trustworthy. So anyway,
right. The goal to of protecting minors is admirable and defensible. Right. The methods are the problem for me. And
any company and Discord, if you read their stuff, there's like, this information will not be kept. You'll only have to do this one time.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm going to call bullshit.
But then last year there was
I have to send that information across the interweb. It's going somewhere. I can't control where it goes at that point. And frankly, for the most part, neither can Discord.
Right. Well, and the thing with that is like, the two things really. One is that was proven false last year because they said in a statement, we don't take email, we don't take whatever. But then why is it that however many million email addresses in the hack they went through last year were included in that?
Right.
Okay.
So you've been breached once. Whatever. Now you want more information.
But now here's even if they don't take the information and they outsource it to a third party, we are in this era where platforms outsource trust to third parties and then act shocked when users don't trust it.
Right. Well, then you're asking me to outsource my trust to two different levels.
Right.
I'm trusting that you have chosen the right company. And here's the thing. Now, I will say this. There's no secure data, period.
Right. Yeah.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
And it will be breached at some point. I think it's more of a matter. And I work in security, so I'm not saying that to stretch my e-peen, but I look at this a lot.
Right.
We've seen time and time again that at the end of the day, where there's a will, there's a way, and eventually it will be breached. And
like
one of the largest.
People...
What was the password one that got breached last year?
LastPass, 1Password, one of the two.
Yeah, LastPass. The big one I'm thinking about is LastPass. I used LastPass. Yeah. And I had a bunch of my stuff breached. I now use Bitwarden.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't change off of LastPass because they had a breach. I changed because they were changing their pricing, and I didn't think the value was there.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. That's the same reason I switched off LastPass over to Bitwarden. But like my thing is like
at work we use KeePass.
A lot of people are very wrong in their anger at Discord about this. They're misplacing their anger.
For one, Discord doesn't have a choice if they want to remain in business.
Discord does not have a choice. Discord, in order to remain doing business in a bunch of different regions of the world, have got to comply with the laws that are there.
Right.
That is not Discord evil so much as regulation, plus liability, plus advertisers equals everyone gets scanned now.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just the world we live in, guys. Like.
But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily have to be the world we live in.
Well,
in some cases.
Well, fair.
Like, for example, the Ring doorbell.
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah. And then
to find your pets. Bullshit.
But basically, the
tell
point
me, I got a bridge for sale if you believe that.
Right. What's that? I got some oceanfront property in Arizona to sell you if you believe that shit. Look, here's the fucking deal, right? Is a bottom line, if you are running a server with not safe for work or 18 plus content.
Adult content. Let's call it what it is.
Adult content, right? You need guardrails because the old click yes, I'm 18, it's fucking clown shoes, man.
Worked.
It's never worked. Hell, the age verification shit on adult websites and liquor sites.
Ask me how I know that's never worked.
Come on.
Don't ask me that.
Yeah, right. Don't ask me that. But you know what? Just come on. Like, let's be real here. Like, that doesn't do anything. I was 12 years old when I realized I could just go in and go, okay, yep, look, yep, I can just enter in a number I want. Cool. Well, come on. Hello?
Right, exactly. So anyway, I mean, I don't want to dwell on this because it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think some of it's way overblown. Some of it's panic mode, and the things that it's interesting to me, and don't get me wrong, we're all guilty of this. The places where we draw the line on privacy are pretty weird, right?
Oh yeah, because what people don't realize is that, like, in order to use any of these platforms, Facebook, Reddit, fucking Twitter, Discord, any of them, you sign away your fucking phone. You sign away so much of yourself.
Right.
But the minute it's brought up, you suddenly panic.
Right. My privacy. You gave up your privacy willingly.
Right? You willingly get...
So yeah,
it's the same thing.
It's hyperbole, which we'll come back to.
We talked about that. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago when you were like, oh, the Facebook scam thing that goes around, you know, I do not give Facebook permission.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. Yes, you do.
I do not give... Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. Yeah, and this just gets into like, and as a side note to that, this thing that we're into where now we no longer own anything.
Right.
We're just renting it.
Oh yeah.
Case in point, today, or maybe yesterday, no, today, I think I saw today, Games Workshop.
Yeah.
Announced that the Black Library website is going away.
Yep.
Everything is moving to this app. Everything will be locked into that app. You will no longer be able to download your purchases anywhere but the app. Yeah. I.e., you don't own this shit.
Uh-huh.
So I will not purchase another Black Library book because I want to use the reader that I want to use.
Yep.
Their reader, for all I know, could be shit. And for what reports are, it's pretty shit. So
from what I've seen, it's bad. Yeah.
You know, pretty soon you're going to have to rent your computer.
Well,
I mean, if you buy it on credit, I could argue.
Oh wait, no, hold on. You say rent your computer. For about 6 months now, HP has been running a program where you can rent a laptop.
I know.
The terms of that rental,
increasingly,
the terms of that rental are so piss poor. Because it is not, it is a true rental. It's not a lease to own. It's not I have an option to buy it at the end of my rental term. It is a true rental. Fuck that.
Right.
100% fuck that. Anyways, you added another topic on here. Can a game be too big to fail? What the hell did you mean by that?
Marathon.
Okay.
I saw that phrase used in reference to Marathon.
Okay.
And I've seen it used in references to other games that have failed. I'm looking at you, Anthem. Now I'm looking at you, Highguard. Although technically Highguard has in fact not. It's still there. So
it's still there.
You can argue that it hasn't failed.
It's hanging on by a thread, chat.
But for reasons, which we'll talk about that in a minute too.
Right.
But it's just, is a game too big to fail? No.
No.
Answer, no.
No.
Any game can fail if you screw it up. And we've seen this time and time again.
Well, here's...
Fallout 76 should have been a surefire thing.
Yep. Well, and
should have been a monster hit.
And here's my spin on this, right, is that, well, it's 2 points, so give me a second here to kind of make these. No game is too big to fail, right? Some games are just too big to die quickly.
Right.
Right?
I could argue now that you have games that are too big to succeed.
Right? When big games don't fail, right? They degrade. They get slower updates, thinner content, more monetization, and more reuse. Hi, I'm looking at you, Destiny.
See you, Bungie. Right?
But
we can't stop, man.
We can't quit you, Bungie. Right? I wish I knew how to quit you. But no, look, it's live service shoot. People were I asked a couple of friends of mine if they could give me examples of those two things, right? And one was MMOs that become theme parks instead of worlds, and live service shooters that become seasonal storefronts with occasional gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Now here's the thing though. Too big to fail does not equal too big to disappoint.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, you know, too big to fail, I guess it depends on your metric, like everything else. Depends on your metric for failure.
Right.
But Starfield should have been huge.
Right.
We should still be talking about Starfield and the Star Wars mod for Starfield.
Right. We should still be talking about Starfield.
That game was too big to succeed.
Yep.
What I mean is, again, we're back to budget at this point. You spent so much on this game, it'll never be profitable.
Yep, exactly.
Ever.
Well, and the other thing is that content creators amplify the illusion of the game is dead, right? We made that point with Highguard, but those videos, right? And those shorts and shit like this, the talk shows like this, are all spun that way to farm content, to farm the game's audience for content. Because they're still passionate about the game, therefore they're going to engage in whatever fucking video they see, defending it to the death until they're fucking blue in the face.
Except our aim is to piss all of those people off.
Right, exactly.
I mean, let's face it. There's a reason it's called aggressively casual. There's a reason because this is that podcast for the other side, right?
When you and I talked about this,
I can like a game, I can critique it. I can love a game, still have problems with it.
Yep.
I can think a game is good, but be disappointed,
right?
Not because it's a bad game, but because it doesn't really fit what I had hoped it would be.
Right.
That's a me problem, though. It's not a game problem. It's a me problem.
Right. That's right. But the thing of it is that you can recognize that that's a you problem. Most people can't.
You know,
most people put the faults that they have in whatever it is on the game and game bad because they can't admit that they have a fault with X thing.
The new Battlefield game, roaring success.
Yeah.
I haven't played it since the last time we were in it. I have no plans to play it. It's not even installed on my box anymore.
Right.
It's not my thing.
Right,
doesn't make it a bad game.
No.
But if I was going to be that guy, I'd be like, this game sucks.
Yeah.
You know? You don't even have to give a reason. You just said, this game sucks.
Right. Well, it's
on the other hand, there are also content creators who sometimes try to take a more even keel, and their community's like, well, you're full of shit.
Right. Well, here's the other thing that floors me is like you can go onto any social media platform and say game bad, and you will get 1,000 fucking views, and everyone will fucking agree with you. This, that, the other thing, and you'll have comments agreeing with you. This, left, right, and center, and all you said was game bad. However, the minute you say one positive thing about game, or if you express excitement for something or whatever,
now you're a shill.
You must be a paid shill.
Right. And part of that comes from the fact that, well, unfortunately, there's been a few high-profile ones that have proven to be shills. So like everything else, one bad apple spoils the bunch.
Right, but if my eyes could roll back any farther in my head, they would spin perfectly fucking round. It's just...
And I understand, and that is the target audience for us, right? We are the ones that's like, you know what? Let's have a ranty but measured discussion about this sort of thing. But while we're talking about this, let's segue to a slightly different topic. I'm going to slide to the right here.
Oh my.
And because it's on the topic of content creators. Hey, Bel.
Hey, Bel.
And that is Hyperbole.
Okay.
Now, this came about because you asked me about this. You're like, "What the hell is this?" And
I was like, "Did I say something?" Like, "Oh God."
No, but that's a valid argument, I suppose.
Fuck you.
Especially if we're talking about Star Wars.
You shut up. I didn't call the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer great or amazing and the best thing to happen to Star Wars since Andor. Get it? Because it's really the only thing to happen to Star Wars since Andor.
Well, I mean, technically you are correct. I think that just as a side note, thank you. Count it. Count it. As a side note, the trailer's not terrible. The trailer wasn't great. It was a trailer. It didn't show us anything we haven't seen or didn't expect.
Right.
I find it weird for whatever reason. Maybe it's because this particular project, the fact that they are going hard on that Saturday morning serial thing, classic Saturday mornings, like 50s, 60s Saturday morning movie serial.
See, I don't
look.
Oh, and the thing
I don't hate it. I just think it's weird.
But the thing is, I don't think it's weird because that's what Star Wars was supposed to be in the first place.
It is, but if you look at the marketing for Star Wars from before this, they didn't go this hard on that particular theme.
Well, I think that Favreau,
even the graphics, the graphics scream Flash Gordon to me.
I think that Favreau had a very specific vision and was like, "Look, just trust me." And to be fair, it's worked for him so far. So let's see what happens in May.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. It'll either be, it's like everything else, right? It'll either suck or it won't.
Right.
And I expect it to suck. That way, when it doesn't, I am pleasantly surprised.
All right. Hyperbole. Content creators.
I don't expect it to suck. I don't expect it to be great either. So, I was watching a video. I'm not going to mention who because I'm not looking to call anybody out. I'm not looking to, but they were talking about Crimson Desert. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. And I'm listening to a few. One of the was like Crimson Desert has made a point. What point?
What point?
It hasn't been released yet. We haven't played it.
Right.
We've only seen it played.
Right.
And there's so many instances of games like that when they showcase. Those are very curated showcases, whether they look like it or not. They turn out to be very curated. Looking at you, No Man's Sky.
Right.
Love No Man's Sky. Don't misunderstand me, but those first videos were flat out lies.
They were.
So what exact point has it made? That it's an indie studio? Yeah, so is Highguard. Tencent.
Right.
Sorry, something in my throat.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, and then it was like, this game is flying under the radar, and I'm like, whose radar? This game is everywhere.
I was gonna say, whose radar is it flying
everywhere
under?
I turn is Crimson Desert this, Crimson Desert that. How exactly is that flying under the radar? And I get it. You're trying to get hits and clicks, but I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, just stop the madness.
Right. Yeah,
stop the planet I want to get off. You know?
Right. And it's just
and we saw it. We saw it for Highguard. We saw it with God, Lord knows we saw it for Anthem.
Well,
we
look,
see it for everything else. That's not entirely true about, we've talked about it, but in passing.
Well, like here's
it's a new single player RPG that is hailed as like
the second
basically
coming of
the next Elder
Skyrim.
Scrolls.
Yeah.
Which is also Tainted Grail, by the way.
Yo, dude, Tainted Grail is so good.
I keep looking at it. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
Do it. Just trust me. Do it. You'll have a good time.
Yeah, but it's just like come on, guys.
Well, the other thing,
dial it back.
Well, yeah, because all this hyperbole nukes credibility, and not just for you, whoever you are making that type of content.
It's $45.
Not just for you, right? Not just for you, but it nukes the credibility for everybody, right? It also creates creator incentives again to talk in this weird hyperbolic language because the louder take wins and the truth, which is always somewhere in the middle, loses.
Right. I am on the side of let's talk about us because we try to avoid the hyperbole.
Right.
And yes, we're loud. Yes, we're ranty. Don't get me wrong. I am loud and ranty about some of this shit, and I freely admit it. But at the same time, I would like to think that we're honest about it. Now, that may mean we'll never get thousands and thousands of subscribers, but that's okay. Now, I'm not I'm just, people that watch, whether they're subscribing or not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's fine, because I'd rather have 100 people that actually dig what's being laid down than have to deal with a toxic fucking chat.
Right.
Because I won't. I'll just be like, bye.
Well, and like when it comes to fucking like I mean, you and I have been writing content for a long time, right?
Right.
In some form. I mean, you've written content for both like fiction and nonfiction, and you've written opinion pieces, and I've written articles, and you've written articles, and all this stuff, right? And so like I have these rules of engagement when it comes to hyperbole, right? Like as in like dead means servers are off, not I'm bored.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
Scam.
Yeah.
Scam means a
this game
fraud.
is dead because it only has 100 players. Well, it's not dead. It's still being played.
Right. Scam means fraud, not they nerfed my build. I just went and dug these up, by the way. And unplayable means it literally doesn't run, not my FPS went down by 8%.
No, but yeah, by not running, if I get into it, it just chunks and I can't move around. That's unplayable.
Right.
But not like, oh, this was great, and I was getting 400 frames a second. Now I'm getting 350.
Right.
Obviously, it's unplayable.
What? And it's like, look, like, just stop reviewing games like you're testifying in court. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
or better yet, do review games like you're testifying in court, where everything you say can and will be held against you.
How about this then? Stop reviewing games like you're holding a fucking product management meeting at work.
There you go. Yeah, I get it. If you're trying to sell me something, try to sell me something. I understand that. But if you're trying to review a game, give me some fairly abject reviews. That's why I follow a couple guys that you don't particularly care for, but I like the way they do reviews. At least up until now, they're more or less objective, and they just kind of give you the high points. Here you go. This is good. This is bad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Make your own choice. That sort of thing. But yeah, they definitely need to tone it back. It won't, don't get me wrong. That's how you generate clicks. Generating clicks generates ad revenue. And we can sit here currently from the lovely spot of not really being monetized yet. So it doesn't really matter too much in that sense, okay? And you can say, well, this is why it doesn't matter, and so you don't really care. But at the same time, I don't really expect us to change much, because I refuse to chase an algorithm. I don't chase. I do ambient music on YouTube, for Christ's sake. I'm chasing no algorithm anywhere. So it's just, it is what it is. It's, slow it down. I get it. You're trying to get clicks, but whatever. So anyway, enough about that. Let's discuss the news that dropped just a little bit earlier.
Oh, that news.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to save the big topic for last.
Which
although you know what? Let's hold on to that one. Tailing on this topic, what is your metric for success? For example, Project Gorgon. Project Gorgon has added a 4th server. This is a game that used to have 200 players.
Yeah.
Now is closing in on 4,000 more stuff. Now you say that's nothing. It's true, but it's far more than what they had, and this is what I would seriously say. This is legitimately an indie game. The team is like 5 to 10 people.
Yeah.
It used to be 2. For many years, the team was 2 people.
Yeah, Project Gorgon, according to Steam, DB, all-time peak was 3 days ago at 3,834. 24-hour peak is still 3,089.
They're closing in on 4,000 players.
Well, and the reviews are insane.
4th server. Yeah. Well, it's because they took the time to make a good game.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right, Bal. We're gonna get monetized and forget all about you.
Yes, that's how friendships work.
Listen, I'm a little worried. Mr. Man sent me a thing earlier. He's like, "Here, you're gonna get a package. Don't open this until the next aggressively casual."
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Oh, so is that one of you too, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I might be a little worried. Remember, it's illegal to send illegal substances through the mail.
Well, that's a good thing he sent it through FedEx, then, isn't it?
Right. Is it a poem? What? It's a poem. Life of Brian quote. Look it up. Right. What is that mysterious?
Just ignore the ticking noise. Oh, great. Oh, man.
Kind of catchy.
Right.
Severus Snape. Go look up the mysterious ticking noise if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You are welcome. Anyway, so metric for success also. And, we've been streaming Gorgon a lot. I will probably continue to stream Gorgon a lot as long as I'm playing it. Does it bring a lot of viewers? Not yet, but it does bring more than it did. And it gets people interested. And I know that I've had people come into the streams while I'm doing it and like, hey, what is this? And they want to know. And then they get interested. And we're talking about a game that's only $25. It has a monthly if you want to. You don't need to in any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
Which is kind of cool. And they have around, they're around, they'd even be past 2,000 premium subscriptions now, which is huge for that game at $12 a month.
Yeah.
Their servers are not a cloud provider. They are hosting servers. They are buying the hardware, so they're doing it kind of old school. We'll see how long that lasts.
Right.
But at the same time, good on them. This will never be huge. It's never going to pull EQ numbers. It's never going to pull WoW numbers or Final Fantasy or ESO because it's a very niche even within the market, even within the MMO market, because it is grindy. It's all skill based, and it's a game that is definitely, and we're seeing this a lot too. I see it in the chat. I see it on the Discord. I see it in the Reddit where people want to come in and play this like a WoW. And I'm like, you are in for trouble.
Right. You're in the wrong game. If you go into this game,
this game is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right. But if you go into this game thinking more like RuneScape and especially old school RuneScape,
think of it like a MUD.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a graphical MUD.
Yeah. And it's a very
closest analog between old school RuneScape and Ultima Online are probably the closest graphical analogs.
Yeah. I'll give that.
For me, it's Gemstone 3 with graphics.
Fair.
It plays almost exactly like that.
Fair.
But anyway,
I'll give that.
Enough about that. That's going great. Dune launched its next chapter. And as you said in the little thing, what the hell?
Okay.
I got in once. You were supposed to. So I actually had not logged in for prior to this because I wanted to see what their return package was. Mine bugged out. I didn't actually get it. It said I did. There wasn't anything in it, but it also said it came in at level 0.
Right.
So that was the first thing that went wrong. And it's buggy. It's a kludge. They seem to have foobarred this up pillar to post. Which is very disappointing. I was kind of looking forward to more Dune story.
I was really looking forward to
this.
They
added.
And I was really looking.
I will say, however, they are doing some balancing. They're rebalancing some stuff.
Yeah.
They're trying to fix it.
Right.
But it just shows how much testing they didn't do.
Well, that was Chapter 3 was positioned by Funcom as this big change patch, right? It was going to do an endgame overhaul, a PvE overhaul, melee tweaks. It was going to have, different functions for private servers and how they worked and all this shit, right? And I respect bold changes. I was ready for it. I was ready for a deeper, and again, we've talked about this before. I was ready to replay through all the shit that I needed to get through to rebuild my base, right?
Right.
I was willing to do that. Again, I respect bold changes. I do not respect when bold changes land like a surprise medical bill. Okay.
Right.
Like I
Now, will they fix it? Probably.
Yes.
I mean,
will they fix it in time for anyone else to
time,
care? Debatable.
right.
Debatable.
Right.
The thing
I
of it
mean,
is
don't get me
like
wrong. I don't think Dune is going anywhere. You know, I think
no.
it'll because hell, Age of Conan is still around.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think it's going anywhere, but at the same time, why does Funcom especially treat treat patch notes like they're optional reading?
right.
Like it drives it their patch notes are some of the weirdest patches I've ever read in my entire life.
Yeah, well, and they have
I've
to
read a lot.
understand, and companies in general have to understand that in this day and age, players read the patch notes.
Right.
And then they go and see what you didn't put in the patch notes. You know, invariably within 6 hours, sometimes less, after a patch, it's videos to start. Here's all the stuff that wasn't in the patch notes. You know, whether that was left out, whether it was an unintentional nerf, whether it was a stealth nerf, the stealth change, whatever. And I like to give companies the benefit of the doubt. And I think a lot of the time, right, all the stuff all the old stuff, the new stuff broke.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, look, the other thing is if Chapter 3 was meant to change the rules. And I mean, it changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
But
also, they were supposed to have respect the skills. None of my skills were changed. They were all still
same. But if that's what you want to do, you want to have this big moment of we're going to change the way the end game, all this shit in the game works, right? It needs an in-game narrative moment. Make it feel intentional, right? For all the shit that I give Blizzard, they are really good about making their in-game system changes when it comes to large, not just like class balance, whatever, but those big changes have a narrative moment to feel intentional.
Sure.
Right?
Speaking of, I saw a new emulator server for that drop.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Lich King, it looked like.
Yeah,
whatever.
Whatever.
I have no zero interest. It just happened to come across my YouTube feed.
Right, but so piggybacking off of the Dune thing, right? Is people for a while were clamoring for, a new game in X and a new game in Y, and now gamers are clamoring for new IP. For the past 3 to 4 years, it's been a big push. We want new IP. We want this. We want that. We want a new thing to get addicted to. But I think they only want it until they get it. Sure. Because
they want their cake. They want to eat it too.
Yeah.
But the cake is a lie.
Right. Because it's the old NIMBY thing, not in my backyard, right? But for gaming, right? People would always say in the 80s and 90s, it was always build more prisons, but not here. Okay. We want new IP, but not like that.
Kind of still that. It's still that way. But yeah, and it's just, and I kind of understand the thing. You want something new, but then the new comes along, and you realize, oh, I got to start over.
Right. Well,
part of it is they don't want what comes along with the new.
Right.
And then when it's not exactly perfect,
right.
It's not like that 10-year-old game that they've been playing. It's been patched and updated and changed and morphed and massaged and changed into something that was probably nothing that resembles what it started as.
Right.
If you really go back and tried to play it originally, like WoW Live now, we're very... It just kind of barely resembles classic.
Completely different game.
Nell
put
with EverQuest.
Nell put it really good. Yeah. When it comes to WoW, and honestly, when it comes to WoW and EverQuest, right? Classic WoW and classic EverQuest are about the journey, right?
Sure.
Modern versions of EverQuest, modern EverQuest servers with the progression, and modern WoW are about the goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. And Gorgon is definitely about the journey game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But like my thing is, I on this particular topic, I wrote a few things down because it's important to me that people understand that, like, I'm not here trying to stand on a soapbox and say that, our ideas are the best and whatever. And this, but like, it's a trend.
Give me that soapbox.
But like gamers scream for new ideas, then punish new ideas for not being like the old ones.
Well, right. Yeah, and we talked about this before. It's the same thing of at the Ren Fair when you tell the same old jokes. People are like, tell new jokes. So you tell new jokes, and then they're like, you didn't tell any of my favorite jokes. Well, you can't have it both ways.
Right. Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Give me new games. Take chances.
Right.
So they do, and then they're like, well, not those chances.
Well, because players, you're right. Players, they take risks, but they buy comfort. Madden, Call of Duty, they all sell. Right. They sell for a fucking reason. Right.
Right.
The thing of it is that new IP, any new IP, no matter what it is, hell, The Outer Worlds, Avowed, right? These games, fucking anything that becomes a Souls-like, right? These games are all judged against the best games in the genre, right?
Right.
They're also judged against I'm talking about you in general, your childhood nostalgia, right?
Right.
And let's be real. They're also judged against whatever their fucking favorite streamer said.
There are still, for me, there's not a single space game out there that compares to Wing Commander 2 and X-Wing.
Right.
Even though, arguably, just about any space game that's out now is arguably better.
Yeah.
But can never go back to your first love.
Right.
And that's why people still search for that. And I am guilty of this as anyone else. How many times have I said, I want an MMO that gives me that same feeling I got when I first played EverQuest.
Yep.
But I'm not going to get it.
No. Well, the other thing is that first
Gorgon
impressions
comes close.
Yeah, Gorgon comes pretty close.
But you can't. You only get one first impression.
Right.
You
first
really
impressions are fucking brutal now. A single clip, right? A single bad, and then they get to god damn it.
No king shaming. No king shaming.
A single bad clip, excuse me, becomes the game's whole identity overnight.
Right.
Or like we saw with High Guard, right? A single kind of botched reveal. Right?
That was dead on arrival
becomes its whole identity.
Yeah.
And now look,
I am convinced that because they got mad because they got that spot, they then they being the gamer community at large,
right,
began to simply dig for things that they could say were bad about the game. Yeah. High Guard in and of itself is not a bad game.
No.
It's not a great game either.
No.
It's a good game. It's fun. It's good for a few hours, maybe a couple of times a week, and then go off and play whatever else you want to play. And that's okay. We've lost that, by the way. We have lost the fact, we have forgotten that games are entertainment. Yeah. They are diversion. They are something you want to do to enjoy yourself. It's like Mr. Man in the interview, or the review I was talking about last time, where he's like, this is a good game, but it sucks.
Right.
Like, wait, what? I enjoyed it, but it sucks.
But it was bad, yeah.
No.
Right? No.
Yeah, this is. Well, I had a great time in this game, but it's bad. No. I mean, that's not how that works. But that's the world we live in.
You said the cake is a lie, and it brought up something that I wrote in a note like years ago. Like Google AI pulled this up as I was searching the drive for this conversation for this this discussion topic spreadsheet that we have, right? I wrote at one time, I said they want their cake and they want the cake and eat it too, but the cake is a lie, and also it's $70 for the season pass.
Right, exactly, and that's just it too. And part of the problem.
Do you want to know what's really sad, Cheeks? I wrote that 7 years ago.
Right. We have reached a point. We've reached a price point where one could make a debate that games can't afford to be just good.
Right.
But I can also make a point that I think the budgets are so high that in most plans it doesn't matter if they're great. You ain't making that shit back.
Right. Well, and the other thing is, like, if you want if gamers, hi, I'm talking to you. Hi, hello.
Right.
Excuse me. If you want new IPs and you want them to survive, you have got to allow the following. All right? You've got to allow for weirdness. You've got to allow for rough edges. And you've got to allow for a learning curve.
Sure.
You have to.
But on the other hand, you don't have to put up with crap.
Counterpoint. I was about to say counterpoint. Devs need to stop launching half-baked shit.
Look at you, Vice Thief.
Devs need to stop launching half-baked crap and calling it a living world.
Right.
There is a happy medium here. We can get there. I promise. We can.
Oh, yeah, I would like to think that we can. I don't think we can in today's world.
I know
but
we can.
Yeah, which kind of brings us, we got about 15-ish minutes here, so let's segue into the last topic.
All right, let's segue into the thing that we sprinkled on at the end of at the end.
Oh, that's because it just popped a few hours ago.
Yeah, because they just popped this out.
When I sent that to you, it was 4 minutes old.
No, 2 weeks before this is all supposed to go out, by the way.
So, here we go. I'm going to read this motherfucker.
You go right ahead.
From Destiny.
A dramatic reading by Cheeks.
How are you? Right. Our next major update, Destiny 2 Shadow and Order, is undergoing large revisions and will be delayed 2 weeks before launch. This update is being changed and expanded to include sizable quality of life updates, and as a result will also be renamed. This update will now launch on June the 9th, 2026. Okay, so first of all, it's a 3-month delay. I expected more. I'll be honest.
I expected them to push to try to push to whenever the next major update was supposed to come out.
Right. We will provide exact details closer to release, covering previously announced weapon tier upgrading, but also additions like expanding tiered content to all raid and dungeon activities, Pantheon 2.0, tier 5 stats for exotic armors, and more. Through June, we will continue to have routine bug fixes and stability improvements, continued portal modifiers, Guardian games, and the return of a more frequent Iron Banner cadence. In terms of communications, we will be focusing on providing you with updates about our live game content, community activations, and general upkeep through the Twid and our Destiny social channels. Thank you for your continued patience and support. We will have more information on our next major update and future plans for Destiny 2 closer to launch. See you, Starside.
All right.
So
that was a whole bunch of corpos that said nothing.
That was a whole lot of words to say. We can't release this shit the same time Marathon's releasing.
Right. Well, the other thing is look, I started scrolling Twitter, right? Like after I saw this, right? And
sorry.
Everyone and their mother was speculating. Excuse me. Was speculating out the yin yang. Oh, this must mean they're going to add more content. This must mean they're going to do this. This must mean they're going to blow our minds. No. Paul Tassi was like, no. I can tell you right now, the answer for the roadmap delay is not because we are adding more.
Speaking of rolling your eyes so hard they roll around. Right. They're not going to add a lot of content. No. They're just this is what we like to call smoke and mirrors.
Right, but the other thing is like the things that are coming in that update. They tried
to call it Shadow and Order, but no, it's smoke and mirrors.
Right. The things that are coming, the things that are coming in that update, are fine, but it doesn't move the needle for anybody.
That's what I wanted. I wanted to have to do all the old raids yet again.
Right. It doesn't move the needle for anybody. It doesn't. Unless you put significant content behind it, no one's going to give a damn.
This game is on life support, and honestly, at this point, Bungie, be honest. Let's just be honest. Say, look, we're going to put this shit in maintenance mode. All of our eggs are in the Marathon basket. This has to work. It has to be successful for us to do anything else. Plus, it's just Bungie. I think over the history, they've categorically proven they can't work on more than one game at a time. Kicked out Halo to do Destiny. Now right. Kicking out Destiny to do Marathon.
Right. And that's that. And then once again, that points to the now well-documented, seemingly generational failings of this goddamn company.
Right.
And it just...
Do I hope that whatever they call it now, because it's not being called Shadow and Order, do I hope it hits? Sure.
Right.
Do I expect it to hit? No.
No. Look, I'll put it this way. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. And also mad.
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I can't be mad at Bungie anymore.
No.
Because nothing surprises me. Nothing is like... It's just like... It's more surprising. It would have been more surprising if they would have said, this shit drops the same day as Marathon. Make your choice.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. They could have probably gotten away with, hey guys, we're going to push this back a week or two. We're going to push this back 2 weeks so that Marathon will have a little time to cook.
Yeah.
I think the player base would have been annoyed.
Yeah.
Probably would have been like, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
But now you sound like you're trying to cover it all up with, we're adding more stuff. No, you're not. I'm suspecting you weren't ready for release anyway.
Oh God, yeah,
there's everybody's working on Marathon. It's all Marathon all the time, and that's fine. Whatever. I'm gonna play the Server Slam at the very least.
Yeah, sure.
Not this weekend, but the following weekend. I'm a little disappointed that it's solo queue only. But whatever. It's a Server Slam. We can play it. Stream it. One of us can stream it. Both of us can stream it. We can try to split screen it. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Or I'll watch you play it and make fun of it. Okay, thank you.
I mean, fair.
Because Lord knows I enjoy that sort of thing. But anyway, I have no dog in the hunt of whether or not I want it to be good or not. It's an extraction shooter, so I'm predisposed to actually not like it.
Right.
Because the extraction shooters are bad. It's just not my bag, right? Yep, that's what that is. Let's try not to lose that. They're just not my bag. So I guess when I say I'm predisposed to not like it, I might be a little harsh.
Fair.
Because if I was that predisposed, I just wouldn't even try it.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, right?
Fair. But I do plan to play the Server Slam to see what happens. If it's good, I'll play it. I don't care. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, we still play Arc Raiders occasionally. Not so much right now, but
yeah. I mean,
they're doing some things that I'm like, whatever.
I've been late night arc raiding with a buddy of mine from California, and
sure.
And when I tell you like that the majority of the experience I've had in Arc have been overwhelmingly PvE positive, and in fact they even added the event that they added last week is like a PvE cooperative event. That's cool.
Right.
Like more stuff like that, please. Can if more extraction shooters did that kind of thing, I'd be more inclined to try more of them.
Which is one of the things they say that High Guard needs to add. That they need to add some PvE elements. I'm not opposed to that. I don't know that it's necessary. I don't necessarily think I necessarily agree that it's absolutely must have. It ain't gonna happen. They just devs, because it turns out High Guard was being funded by Tencent.
Right? Huh?
Tencent is in bed with Jeff Keighley. Huh? Gosh, that's weird.
Amazing how that works, eh?
And a game funded by a guy they have a partnership with got the prime trailer spot. Man, that's just... Who'd have thunk it? Good Lord, what are the odds?
Who could have possibly seen that coming?
What are the odds? And the weird thing is, it's not that this is what it is. It's that they just flat out, they didn't tell. They hit it.
Yeah, they hit it.
They hit it.
That's the part. That's the bugbear for me in all of this. Is that
once you're funded by somebody like Tencent, you're like, are you still an indie company?
No. The answer is no.
That's the thing.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as a few years ago. Dave the Diver was up for Best Indie Title. Look who funded that video game. Like, come on. That's not an indie game. It's a great game. I love Dave the Diver. But it's not an indie game. It's a AA game. And it's okay to call it that.
Right.
I just...
Narrows the expectations, too, for one thing.
Right.
There's certain expectations that come with calling your game AAA or, as some do, quadruple A. Ubisoft, fuck off.
Ubisoft.
So it's it's whatever, but there are expectations that came with that, and it's like, so you're calling this a step above? No, you didn't even get close, man.
Right?
But when I look at a AA game, I'll be honest.
Hold on,
I'm willing to accept a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily accept from a AAA game.
Speaking of, is that game still active? Is Skull and Bones still a thing?
Yeah, actually it is. But they called Shadows that too.
Yeah,
they call themselves now a quadruple A company.
No, Shadows was okay. Shadows was not a quadruple A title.
They don't exist.
Right.
That's the thing. There's no game out there that I would say that is a quadruple A title. There are plenty of AAA titles, but I don't know that there's anything that I would say is the step beyond. One step beyond, for those of you that watch classic television.
Right.
But yeah, so it's delayed. No surprise to no one.
A surprise to absolutely nobody.
Right. Except to maybe Sony.
In fact, just look, Skull and Bones released a new DLC a week ago.
I thought they had just released a new
week ago
DLC or something. That game, man. Ugh.
I had so much hope for that game, and it was so.
Well, the game was right there. That's the thing,
right?
Also, we just take this piece of Black Flag, we make it multiplayer, add a few quests, done.
Right.
And instead, we got that.
Right. Well, and it's like I don't. Yeah. Just oof.
We got a pure arcade shipping game that I'm like, yeah, I've played this like 14 times. I called it Port Royal.
Right. I was gonna say I played this game before.
So it's yeah, okay. But anyway, it's delayed.
You know what? The funny thing is, I own Skull and Bones. I'm going to play it. I'm going to make a video on it.
I do too.
I own it. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Let's do it.
We can start new characters. We'll start brand new Skull and Bones characters.
Fuck it. Let's see what this shit is like. Because why not?
Yeah. But not tonight.
No. No, not tonight. Sometime in the next couple of weeks.
So, honestly, to me, it's not that big of a stretch till we get a couple more months down the line, and suddenly it's just not happening at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's going to mean, and I can see that happening whether Marathon hits big, or Marathon dies.
Right.
Either way.
Right.
But I can see that happening, of Bungie just going, so we're going to put this on the back burner.
Right.
And invariably at this point they'll blame Sony.
Right. Or
and it probably is. If I'm Sony, you're like, well, this is making us money, so this is where you need to go.
Right. Or you know how this is gonna go. It's gonna be the old it's gonna be the old hey guys, here's Destiny 3 way over here. Oh, by the way, Destiny 2 is going on maintenance mode.
Sure.
Hey, look, Destiny 3.
Actually, if they were actively working on D3, I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Yes,
but here's what I want.
Same.
You know what I want? Still want the same thing I always want. Remaster Destiny 1, port that bitch to the PC.
Yep.
I will pay you money, Bungie.
I'll pay you money.
I will pay you money and go play.
Give me,
especially if you let me transfer my characters.
Oh, they never do that. The thing of it is,
I'll start.
Is if they're going to do that, they have to bring some quality of life improvements from D2 to D1, or it's going to piss off a lot of people.
Like what? The only thing I want from D2 is mantling. Other than that, keep your shit.
Fair, I'll give you that.
There's I don't think there's anything that D1 needs other than mantling.
All right, fair.
And I can live without that.
Fair.
I don't see because D2 went backwards from where D1 was when they released
true.
D2.
That's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Well, chat.
Yeah, give me D1 with mantling, and boy, yeah,
you'd be all over
what
it.
have you been playing today, Ed? Destiny. You know, Destiny and Project Gorgon.
That's would never see Cheeks again.
Nah, that's not true. I would get bored eventually. I have to play something else. Because no matter how much I like a game, eventually I get bored and have to go play something else for a little while.
Yeah, fair.
As evidenced by the getting out of games installed on my desktop.
Fair.
I mean, they're not installed on my desktop. They're an icon.
They're an icon. It's just an icon.
Right.
A cute little icon.
They're not installed in the desktop folder. That would just be weird.
That would be.
And also, my machine would never boot.
That would be.
As it tried to load the profile.
That would be a profile nightmare. Oh my god.
Right? What is it doing? Well, it's trying to load a profile. How big's your profile? 42 gig? Or 42 terabytes?
Right, 42 terabytes of data.
You know.
What do you mean 42 terabytes of data?
Well, I just install everything onto the desktop folder.
Right, exactly. Exactly. All right, friends. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It has been an absolutely wonderful show, an absolutely wonderful ride as always. We'll be back here on with this show in 2 weeks, and apparently with something to open from Bal there.
Right.
We will see what that is. I'm slightly terrified.
What hijinks shall ensue?
What hijinks shall ensue? But yeah, friends.
Oh, speaking of Bal, have you tried the Costco Irish cream? Either of you?
Yes.
Is it any good?
Yes.
Is it?
At least I think so.
You get like a fairly sizable bottle of it for like $20.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
I have to give it a shot.
Yeah,
when I was getting ice earlier, because we get 20-pound bags of ice from Costco for like $3. I saw that, I was like, oh. But yeah. But anyway, yes, as always, we'll see what happens when those boxes arrive. And I'm sure we'll have more to talk about. We'll bitch about Bungie some more. Because it's part of what we do.
It is true. It is what we do.
Honestly, there's a part of me that's like, if that company would just die, we wouldn't have to bitch about it anymore.
All right, we'll have some marathon to talk about. It'll be a good time. But
will we?
Yes.
Will we?
Yes, the next show's March 3rd.
It'll be right after the Server Slam, yeah.
Yeah, next show's
It'll be right after the Server Slam on the 4th.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, make sure you hit us up on the Discord, !Discord in chat. Make sure you check us on the web, pressxskip.com. I have a new article coming out this week about MMOs and why the MMO community is abandoning newer IP to go play the old shit. It's a lot about what we talked about here tonight, but also some new ideas. And I'd love to know what y'all think about that. Please let me know in Discord or on all of the socials. You can find us at solo.to/ excuse me, solo.to/pressxskip.
See us play or talk about, let us know.
Come hang out. Let's see. Sending sort of bills. Have a great day, guys. We love y'all. Talk soon.
Peace.
Let me get the old tablet out for a second. So it's not pursuit angles per se. I just want to hang out. Yo, Press X, I appreciate you. Welcome in. All right, so the issue is not pursuit angles. What it is this. Let's say you've got run fits, right? Let's say 1, 2,